Alright, SMC at your live, folks. You're gonna love this. I just did a take. I didn't realize I didn't hit record. Then the camera went blank on me. So that take was obviously useless because I wasn't recording anything. So here we go. We got a Sunday morning coffee going on. Denise is in here stealing a lighter. Oh, let me see here. May the gods bless the working class. How's that? Let's start there. Let's start with that concept, that aspect, the doers. The people that contribute tangible forward movement to society. I post ads on Craigslist to sell items and sell services. Pain in my ass. I get more reverse marketing over that. I get crank calls. I get some of the most ridiculous people. But we could talk to some really cool people too. Alright, so that being said, the reverse marketing is the worst. But, so we're down with the old Craigslist. Alright, cool. It's getting harder to sell stuff on it because of scam artists, assholes, and idiots. But we persevere. For instance, if I can help it, I'll never buy anything new again. How's that? I'm going to go straight to the people that are fixing shit, hoarding shit, or otherwise getting a hustle on and making things happen. I got a lot of projects around just my home. Where I'm at now is kind of like a 3-season screen-in area. No insulation, storm windows for windows, that's it. I'm hanging out here right now. We got the house filled out pretty good with moving stuff around and getting things situated. But one day I'll go ahead and tear this apart and make a third bedroom for the house out of it. A miniature master suite. It's not that big, but it's big enough for me and mine. We do alright. But it comes down like yesterday. Lawnmower. I got an acre. About 3/4 of an acre when you figure the old shop, the buildings, and the space I got for splitting logs and stuff now, which is where the old shop is. One mower I killed last year. In a childish temper tantrum, I fucked it up. Little push mower. Good push mower, too. I'm really upset that I damaged it, but whatever. Moving on. I had one in storage for over a dozen years. Up at my mom's. She's got a big building out back and a little, 6x5 corner that I stored some belongings in. And I picked through it over the years slowly. Anyhow, I brought this lawnmower home. It's seized up. So, well, fuck, what do? You go to Craigslist, and I did. And there's a gentleman out here. We're in Sailor Township, which is immediately north of Des Moines. There's a little town called Berwick, kind of lost over in the back roads, little area, nothing. Little tiny town. He's over by that in Delaware Township, which is north of Des Moines, but east of Sailor Township. Alright, follow that? No biggie. Anyhow, that's the geography for the day. So anyhow, this old fella, he and his wife live on acres of land over here, just off the highway. And it's one of those little, they look like a frontage road by the highway, but you have no access to it. One of those little dead-end dealies like that. It's pretty sweet. I've always loved that area. It's tucked away, hidden. And he rebuilds these lawnmowers. So I traded in 2 dead ones. Got a nice new one. Not new, but new to me. In my opinion, that's better than new. I'm not contributing to piling up landfills that way. I'm not contributing to fucking big box stores. I put a little bit of money in someone else's pocket. More than reasonable on the price. I didn't even pretend to haggle. Could I have? I don't think I could have with this old fella. He knows his prices. He knows what he gets out of them. Period. But he gives a very nice lawnmower. Following things needed around here. We need a deep freeze. I found an older one, about as old as me. You know, the ones that actually had real porcelain on the panels? They don't die. They're heavy as hell, but they don't die. They just keep working and working and working, and it was clean. Had to haul it out of a basement. That was a fun part. But, you know, in all, I got rid of 2 junk mowers, spent $120 yesterday, and wound up with an upright deep freeze and a lawnmower. Where'd you go wrong? And one of those lawnmowers with a big back wheel so it's easier to roll. Buy local, buy small. That's my opinion on the matter. Moving on, shops talk, shop stuff. Camaro left. Shane seems to be happy and pleased. It does come back. With any overall job like that, any restoration or overall paint we do, tell them take it home. Come back in 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it takes. Come back in, after all the finish is rested from all the trauma we've given it. When they get a chance to walk around it, and it can come back and we can look at it fresh. Catch anything we might have missed before it left. There's always something you miss. Something needs touched up, something needs dealt with. And the owner will find things too. It just is, okay? I want everything perfect. I strive for perfection, but I know me, if I'm this close to something for too long, I miss things, okay? So I always invite owners to bring their stuff back so we can look over it again and move on with life. I think it's just good policy. Standing by your work, right? So that's that. I was talking to Mr. Josh McDivitt here on Facebook's. He had an interesting idea for topic of day. And that would be the customers that think they're on a TV show. Now they're going to drop their car off and in a week they're going to get it back brand new. Sometimes these things take years. Ask Pete. Pete is one of the foremost experts that we all refer to here in the YouTube world for a fucking reason. He's that great. He's that accomplished in his trade. So what do you do with those people? And those are generally the same people that think you're a fucking robot and you're there 24/7. I gotta say, honestly, I'm pretty blessed. I don't have customers like that. Not anymore. I had customers even after I left here and moved the shop over yonder that would show up on my fucking door on a Sunday at home. I was not pleased. I've set most of those customers either packing or on the right path. My home is just that. My shop is just that. They're two separate places and beings and states of mind, really. If you do this, doing it for a living, whatever, my only suggestion to folks is with the person talking in your preliminary interview with them, and that's what it is, it's a preliminary interview. You are, pardon me, shopping your customers in the same fashion they're shopping their craftsmen. And if personalities don't gel, and if expectations are skewed, it could be the highest grossing job you've ever done in your career. You might want to think about giving them the wave, shoving them down the line. Politely, don't be an ass. You don't have to be an ass. Just be polite about it. I deal with people that I can get along with personality-wise. I don't bullshit them. I don't lie to them. I don't try to overcommit and underperform. It does happen sometimes. You get overcommitted and you end up late. If late's the worst thing they can say about you, you're doing good. But I get each and every customer, especially on big projects, little projects, whatever, not a big deal. In and out, it's a week, a few days, whatever. But you have to have authority and command that situation. Or you will get those customers that think you can finish it in a week and think that you work Sunday and Saturday and you're there at 6 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock at night. I'm not, and I don't, and I won't. Previous career, I did that. I worked around the clock and I worked around the calendar. And I worked hard. Hard work, you'll never go hungry. If you can work hard, you'll never go hungry. If you work smart, you can get ahead. I aim to work smarter. Not interested in lying, cheating, stealing, or hustling anybody. In the same sense, I want a life outside of my shop as well. I love my job. I'm kind of obsessive about it, my work, but not so much I'm going to let it invade the rest of my life. It's always going to. It's always going to press into the rest of your life because you run a shop. You don't own a shop. Your shop owns you. But set people aside immediately and let them understand realistic expectations, I guess, is all you can do. We're so far behind on some things right now that it's sickening. But we're making that forward movement. It's like this, the things that we were so far behind on, some of them were figured incorrectly, and it's biting me in the ass. But it was figured for me working mostly by myself behind my home with no real overhead. We survive, we move on. And the others were just circumstances that I didn't assert proper control over that put us in a bad footing. The things we're late on right now, I would rather be late at this point in time than have gone bankrupt and left projects unfinished for people. Those are the two alternatives at the time. We had to push ourselves up, get ourselves on some meager standing. It's still hand to mouth, but it's not dire currently. And I aim not to allow that to happen again. So, there that is. G20, motor's going together. I got pictures of the engine block and crank and the plastic bags. So, we're kind of groovy there. My nephew tore the motor down so we could send it in. He probably has the whole motherfucker built. I think he spent most of his weekend. I know he spent Friday night. And he went over there yesterday. It's either ready to go in the truck or it's ready to paint. I don't know which yet. So we'll find out tomorrow when we walk in. We'll have to bag it because I'm going to kick up all kinds of dust. But that's where we're at. You know, don't let people walk over you. It's no good for you or them. Buddy deals or giving someone a great deal is a terrible idea. You end up hating them. I don't give people, I give everybody the best deal I'm capable of. Math is math. If the numbers don't work, then don't do the project. But I don't give special, extra, super, uber deals. because it costs what it costs. And it's not through being rude or disrespectful to those that are repeat or friends or otherwise. You have to charge a true and fair amount for everybody, anybody and everybody that comes in. You got wiggle room here or there, of course, but you can't give extra special consideration because you end up disdaining that person and that project. You end up hating that person and that project because you get halfway in and you're losing your ass and you know it. And you get upset at the person because they're letting you lose your ass and you know it. It's a bad cycle to go on. It ruins people. It ruins projects. Charge what is fair and reasonable. Charge what you have to charge. And never apologize for it. Take as much time as you have to take. Never apologize for it. Just be upfront about it. So, I'll let you go. Have a good week.